Look at this before and after. Beautiful, right? Where it's nice and lifted, a little full. And you can see from the before that her brows look a little sad. Well, she is not sad. She is a very happy person, I assure you. But if you have brows like this, or you just don't have that much up in the front, this is definitely the video for you. So stick around and I'll show you how to do that. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, your brow expert. So today's brow is from sad to happy, but she's always a very happy person. She comes into the salon and always has a beautiful smile, which by the way, I am still shaping brows at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Salon. So please come by and get your brows shaped. And thank you for some of you that have trusted me with your eyebrows. And so yeah, today's going to be all about lifted eyebrows, where most of the focus, if not all of it, is right up in the front. Yes, there's going to be always that little arch addition, because we all need an arch. We all want an arch because the arch also gives you that extra lift. So that's why this is definitely the video for you. I have been shaping eyebrows for over 25 years, so that's why I call myself a brow expert. So I hope I am your brow expert. And if I'm not already, please subscribe and give me a like if you do like this video. And all the products, don't worry, will be in the descriptions, but I do tag them. Not all the products get tagged for some reason. I tag them, but the colors don't all pop up, the exact color that is, which is why the descriptions is very important, right? Okay, so I hope that you can relate with this eyebrow. If you can't, definitely share this with someone that I know you know that has similar brows. Stick around and let's get into the model. Every time she comes in, she comes with such a big smile. But right here, the outline is showing you how like on the ends it kind of comes down, and up in the front it goes up, when it should be the other way around, right? Okay, so she is missing a lot of hair up in the front, and I do wax all the fuzz underneath her eyebrows right here, which makes a big difference. You may not see it here. Well, obviously you don't right now because the white outline's there. But she does have quite a bit of strands and fuzz all the way down here, which gives the illusion further back that it's going that much further down. So, and I want to show you, just filling them in underneath the front area may be the only thing you need to do. So like I said, if this is your brow, this is definitely your video. And so, and it doesn't have to be that difficult, meaning you don't have to put a lot of effort into it. If you just focus right at the bottom and notice that it's in an angle, like up in the front and then going up in an angle, not circular. So that way the circular can happen at the corner of the eyebrow, but you don't want it to be up in the lower front because then it's going to just be too round looking. Curved brows are always the way to go, at least in my opinion, but we always want that kind of arch and a lift, and you're going to get that by having the front a little lower, but further out in the outside corner. Now I did wax her eyebrows. I don't know if you can tell, but it's much cleaner underneath. The shape is a little bit more visible, and what I'm doing right now is something that you guys see me do all the time, right? The highlighter is really showing off her as well as hopefully you. You can see a lot of the strands I left below, up in the front. So, and the highlighter, because it's waxed, it is much easier for it to go on. So when the highlighter is on first, you can use a concealer. You don't have to use this as a pro pencil eyeshadow base. You can use this underneath eyeshadow. But I love this pencil because it's just really easy. And with the brush 18, as you know me using these two all the time together, it really just kind of gives that light barrier. Again, you guys see me do this all the time. And the barrier, I think, is really, or guideline, if you will, so important in this case, right? Because up in the front is where you're really going to just mainly focus. And so just by doing this, again, you might, I don't know if you're going to see it on me, but because, you know, my brows, since my brows are tattooed a long time ago, and there's that concealer up above, I try to make my brows look very similar to the model, but that's why I have a model, because I also want you to see how I'm holding the highlighter. See, I'm laying it down this way. I'm not holding the stick this way, because then you flatten the curved round tip. So by laying it down or laying it down this way, but always laying it down, you actually keep that circular look much longer. Kind of like a lipstick, right? You want to always angle it as opposed to doing this way. You go this way, right? I have lip gloss on today, but you get the idea, right? And the brush, you don't have to use the brush exactly perfectly right now, but it really does help in just kind of getting that front area. So now you've basically set the stage, if you will. And again, if you do these two things, if you have brows like this first, everything else is much easier. Not easy, but much easier. Okay, so on the Brow Wiz, again, very important. Notice that I'm holding it sideways. Now, you guys again see me do this 1,000 times. You don't want to hold the pencil like you're doing this, right? You want to hold the pencil either laying down this way or sideways. Whatever pencil you use, it's best so that way it stays round, stay as sharp as it can. So laying it down. Now look at this. I'm laying it down and I'm scratching it in an angle. So that way I'm not getting it solid. You don't want it solid up in the front. You want that background. So it's on her, I think yes, I did. I use medium brown pencil. On me, it's ash brown Brow Wiz, and that spoolie brush is on the other side, which is such an easy pencil to use. Now again, sideways, look at all this. Now I'm going at the top of the arch right here, very important, because that's going to just elevate the eyebrows a tiny bit more. Once again, you notice that on this side I'm going a little bit different, but I'm still laying it down. I'm just going upwards. So if you don't feel like you can do side, you can go up and just do like little lines in an angle. However you choose, you always make sure that the pencil's laying down. Now, the up above arch area is very important because again, that side is, both sides are a little bit on the flat side. So the arch, I didn't point this out, but it's the corner of the pupil, right? That pupil is that little guy inside the iris. Always in an angle at the pinch of the nose. Okay, so really nice. You can already see, I could pretty much do this, right? So for me, because I'm right-handed, I'm using my left eyebrow. I'm doing my left eyebrow. And so I'm doing this, going over the arch, but again, I'm laying it down, laying it down, laying it down, laying it down, and just going over the eyebrows very lightly. And you know what? It comes to life and it's a lot easier to plan what else you're going to do, right? So again, now this side's much easier because I'm right-handed. So this is what I mean by you can also go in an angle and just by applying color right at that edge where the highlighter is and your eyebrows, it just really comes to life. And then again, don't forget that arch area. I like to hold it this way. Okay, so now I'm at the powder. You don't have to do this, but I sometimes like this because, again, it's more skin than hair up in the front, but she does have the hair fuzz I left behind. The taupe dual powder really does help in, sometimes the pencil could be really intense looking for some of you. So by adding some powder over it, it kind of gives it that natural powdery look, right? Because it's made out of powder. I'm going to use the ash brown. Hers is the taupe, and it's the darker side because taupe is a little bit on the lighter. I'm not going to use medium brown powder on her because I don't want the front to be really dark. I just want a little bit of powder on top. The regular powder obviously is just going to look too weird. It's not going to look as it's not going to interfere with the pencil. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so and I'm going in an angle just so that there is a little bit of kind of hair stroke look, but you're not going to exactly see that much of the hair stroke because that background, you want that background. But if I just went like this or just went over it, it just looks too solid. So you could also see how I'm doing this. I'm holding the brush this way. You could also pat. Now, I always go back and forth with the pencil if I need a little bit more color. Look at this before and after. Really good, right? Don't look at me. Look at her. Okay, so big difference, but again, notice that the change was mostly up at the front. So again, with the powder, if I just pat now, I'm doing my left eyebrow. If I just hold it up this way, it's a lot easier if you do this. Try holding it this way with the brush so you could see what you're doing, right? Or when you do the when you do the arch, you're laying it down. Look at how effortless this can be. It doesn't have to be that difficult. Now, if you're doing the rest of the eyebrow, you're like, oh, I'm used to doing it this way. Try holding it in different ways and see. The brush is also important because you want to hold it in an angle. You don't want to hold it head on because then you spray out the hair. You don't keep it as sharp as you can. Okay, so again, most of the focus is right down below. I don't know if I showed you in the video, but You know, brow gel is also important. She does obviously have hair, and the brow gel will show off the hair because there's some fiber in here. So it not only shows off the hair, whatever hair you have, but it actually has a way of holding on to the color even that much longer. So some people don't want to wear the waterproof, the water resistant, just too intense, too much. So that's why the powder and pencil work really well together, and the gel, because then you'll ensure that the color stays on a little bit longer and it just looks a little bit more natural. Don't you think? So what do you think? Did you learn something? Did you like the video? Definitely give me a like if you did like the video, and give me a comment. Let me know if you did get some tips here and there, and if you shared it with someone, because we all know someone, right? Or more than one that needs a couple of tips here and there when it comes to eyebrows. So although it's such a small little area, it makes the biggest difference for the face. And I think, well, I know that everyone that is on this platform knows it makes a big difference, right? If you're not a makeup person, if you don't do a lot on your face, but you do know that a good shaped eyebrow makes the whole face, then you are on the right channel. Okay, so thank you so much for sticking with me in this video. And like I said, all the products will be in the descriptions, and definitely give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys right back here. Thank you.